One day, the son of my friend came to see him, and very seriously he said, "Father, can I talk to you?" He said, "Father, why if you talk to me, you want me to listen, but when I talk to you, you don't listen to me?" You know, in our life, we continue to struggle for power. Usually since we were about 2 years old until we die, we continue to struggle to maintain power. This is very important for us because the ability to maintain our power determines our happiness in life. So there are two kinds of power: external power and internal power. External power comes from our wealth, our position, our money, our wealth, whereas our knowledge also, whereas the internal power comes only from our character. So we need both this power to be happy, but external power usually very short-lived, very temporary. When we lose the power, we lose our happiness. But the internal power that comes from our character lasts a lifetime. So even if we lose money, our wealth, and we still can continue to be happy. So why do we need to struggle for power? We struggle for power to make ourselves strong. So by struggling for power, we actually enable us to survive and to grow, to continue to grow. And like I said earlier, it is responsible for our happiness. So let's just go back how our brain developed. By 2 years old, our brain starts to develop, and the first thing that develops is our sensation, because our brain develops from the back of our head, go to the front. So in the beginning, our brain responsible for our sensation, our touch, our sound, our hearing, and our vision. So at the age of 2, a child starts to understand something I can see, something I can touch, something I can feel belongs to me. So this is my toy, my bed, and so on. At the age of 2, they struggle to maintain this power of thing that belongs to them. This is very important because when they grow up, to become an adult, they must be able to protect things belongs to them, like their house, their job, and so on. And then at the age of 4, the brain starts to develop further. Now they understand they can do something. So a child at the age of 4 starts to say, "I can do this. You don't have to help me." And in fact, if parents try to help them, they get quite upset sometimes. And sometimes parents don't understand. Like a child wants to put their own shoes, and the mother said, "No, you cannot do it. I'll do it for you." And the child said, "No, I can do it." And the mother ignored the child and help him anyway. So the child go crazy, and the mother thought, "Oh, he's very naughty." In fact, the child just exercising his skill, because in the future, he needs skill to be able to earn a living. And then as they grow for about 6 years old plus, now they do things. Before they said, "I know I can do it." Now I'm doing it. So they start do things for themselves, and parents must allow them to do that. Although sometimes, because they're still young, they drop things, they break things, but parents must allow them to make mistakes from time to time. As long as they don't hurt themselves, we let them make mistakes. And then by the time they become 10 years old, the brain further develop, they become very creative. This is when they start making a lot of mess. And because they lack responsibility, sometimes they don't tidy up after they make the mess. Also at the age of 10 and onward, they start to be gregarious. Gregarious means they like to be with someone. Like boys like to be boys, girls like to be with girls. Boys think girls are silly, and girls think boys are stupid. So they actually have their own same-sex group. And parents should allow them to do that. And the best way to do that is, rather than letting our children go to other people's home, you bring their friend to your home. I know this is going to cost you a lot of money, because at the age of 10, 11, 12, that group of children are very hungry. They non-stop eating. In fact, they are eating machine, So be prepared to spend a lot of money on snacks and things like that when their friend come to your house. But it is better their friends spending time in your place rather than your children going to other people's home, because you don't have a control over. Then they become a teenager, starting 16, 17, 18. Their brain changes again. Now they're preparing to become an adult, and as an adult they will have husband and wife, they have children. So now the emotional brain start to develop. And so parents have to allow children to actually go out, boys to go out with girls and girls to go out with boys. And many parents have no problem if their son go out with boys. But they have a lot of problem when their daughters want to go out with boys. But we have no other choice. We have to allow our children to exercise their emotional skill, the emotional intelligence. So this is when they start to learn about love. They have to learn that sometime in life there is pain, there is a heartbreak. So sometimes they drop in and out of love. And we have to allow them to do that. So how can we do this? How can we allow our children to do that? When we give our children power, they must also exercise responsibility. We give them freedom without responsibility is just madness. So we have to demand from our children responsibility. We have to tell them that freedom actually is not free. If you want your freedom, you can have it, but you must exercise responsibility. So if you go out, for example, with boys, that's okay. But you have to tell me, who do you go out with? When do you going to go? When you're coming back, where you go? And there is some rule. For example, when they are teenagers, parents must not allow children, their daughters and their son to go out at night alone, right? So with group of friends, that's fine. But then you have to make sure that they will tell you when they're coming back. There are only two outcomes of this power struggle in life. One is a power loser and a power taker. The other one is a power giver. When our children grow up in the family with parents, brother and sister, allow them respect their power and don't take power from them, they grow to become a winner, the victor. And these grow up to be a very, very nice people. Bosses, parents, teachers who always give power to their students, give power to their children, and give power to their staff. The opposite is also true. When during their childhood, parents and brother and sister and teachers and friends take power from them, for example, bully them when they are a child, then when they grow up, they become a power loser. Now, because they lose power, they don't have power. Now they're trying to take power from everywhere they can. They take power from their children, they take power from their wife and husband, they take power from students, and when they have this external power as boss, they will take power from their staff. And when we do that, actually they become unhappy. They also become unsuccessful because people don't like to work with them. My advice to parents is, be mindful, don't take power from your children. Always give them power, help them to make decisions. Thank you very much.